friends, I'm Ashurov, a teacher of the Department of Plant Breeding and Seed Production of Agricultural Crops. Today we are going to get acquaintance about the cotton breeding in Pakistan. You know, Pakistan is located more closer to the equatorial hemisphere than our cotton production, and this country has not neighborhood with our country. Between our country and Pakistan, there is Afghanistan. So, to know about the cotton production in Pakistan is very interesting for us. You know, Pakistan leading agriculture sector in the smaller organized farms, less than 50 hectares for each land holders. And this is very unique in the cotton production and in the spreading new developed cotton varieties across these farms. Here we can see geographical location of Pakistan. Pakistan has neighborhood on the north with Tajikistan and Kyrgyzstan. We are neighbor to these two countries. And in Pakistan, only one region, Punjab, has production of cotton. And people historically oriented to production cotton. Here we can see region of Punjab. If the whole country has 440 million hectares, half of them is a share of this region of Punjab. According to its geographical location, more closer to equatorial hemisphere, the condition is more moist, and nature blessed abundance of pests that are great disturbance to the farmers who growing cotton. According to the rapid development of pests, they are getting low productivity, more reduced than the potential of every cotton variety. The problems we already mentioned about the pests. They are bacterial, virus-oriented, and additionally, they rapidly progresses rodents and suckers. Between them, the most harmful is leaf coral virus that makes farmers no any profit in the end of her vegetation season. And plus this is another problem, that's temperature fluctuation at the day and night times. If an average temperature ranges around the 32 centigrade in daytime. Fluctuation consists of up to 40 and 52 centigrades. This is very negatively affecting to the development of cotton plant. And at night, average temperature is 30 centigrade, but rises up to 38 centigrade. Who owning cotton plant knows up to 15 centigrade at night time negatively affects, in particular, setting of seeds. So it is going to the decreasing of the late productivity of cotton plant. So these problems standing before leaders, scientists in the Pakistan, of course, they have long period practices and successfully solving these problems. We can see further. With cotton growing researches engages mainly this major scientific research institute, Cotton Research Institute, located in the city of Multan. And to address above mentioned problems, they have corresponding cotton breeding research directions. They are broadening genetic base through germplasm enhance. This means that what they have, what kind of cotton breeding materials, they will improve and for the developing some of needed traits and properties. The second is high tolerant varieties of cotton possessing high yield. Not only high tolerant or resistant to the biotic or abiotic stresses, but high yield. They can get high yield potential. And at the same time, we know fiber quality is the first what we need to improve cotton varieties. The second one, the next one, early maturity varieties. If they have early maturity cotton plant varieties, they can overcome the developing process of the pests and makes less harmfulness and less cut of targeted crop from cotton plant at the end of season. Next one is drought tolerance and adjuvants, even up to development of varieties with high oil content. As our country, they also use the oil extracting from cotton plant. They also use for kitchen needs as our people. Besides these directions, there were introduced new directions of plant breeding. One of them is organic cotton growing. Organic cotton growing very useful because of the decreasing the application of herbicides, pesticides, and others. In the result, they can protect worsening of the condition, living condition, environment. To solve above mentioned problems in Pakistan, in the growing of cotton plant in particular, the scientists prioritize such kind of plant breeding methods. They are intraspecific. You know, intraspecific is when using varieties within one common cotton species. Mainly, as our country, they grew this cotton species, Gossypium hirsutum. And the second one is interspecific hybridization. This is more complicated method, attracting other wild species into breeding process to get from them some of existing wild traits and properties transfer into the cultivating varieties. This is second method expresses using this kind of cotton plant species. They are more widely growing varieties, species. These are cultivating species. Within this species exist all our cotton varieties. The cotton varieties, cultivating cotton varieties, will cross it. This represents of this species and with other ones, depending on the target of breeders to improve some of necessary or important traits or properties. And of course, we know some of wild species, Agrarian and Bixi. We know from our previous lessons they are wild species, both, and have very high resistance or tolerance to all biotic and abiotic stresses because of availability on their parts some of properties against or withstand with our stresses, and they will deserve as the initial materials for that above mentioned valuable characteristics to transfer into the hirsutum varieties. From both scientists transfer into hirsutum varieties. We can see particular achievements in the result of crossing between cultivating varieties and with that above listed wild species. Here we can see new forms, results of that crosses. And you see, this one is very harmful, devastating disease of cotton plant. And infection, only 4% this is very high record or achievement. And they, due to this low vulnerability to this disease, growing the productivity per plant. You see, 247, 220 even grams per one plant. And output of fiber also remains at the high level as cultivating varieties. You know, in the wild species, fiber output insignificant, very low percent, but here they can maintain high percentage of cultivating varieties. And fiber links also the same characteristics. And fineness of the fiber quality not inferior to any international standards. And also at the fiber characteristics also at least at the level of international levels. So that's all for today's topic about cotton production in Pakistan or using plant breeding, cotton breeding methods by the scientists of country Pakistan. If you have some questions, please write me below in the commentary. I am very grateful for your attention. Thank you very much.